Walk into any electronics store in the United States today, and you'll notice something interesting happening to laptops. They're getting thinner, they're getting lighter, they're getting more power efficient, and in a growing number of models, they're getting completely silent. No fan noise, no vents blasting heat, no spinning hardware inside. A new era of laptops is emerging, the fanless laptop built around a completely different approach to cooling. And while it sounds like a small design tweak, this shift has huge implications for performance, battery life, reliability, and the future of personal computing in America. So the question is, why might your next US laptop come without a fan? And what does this silent cooling revolution actually mean? To understand this change, we need to look at what laptop fans have done for decades. They pull in cool air from outside, push out hot air from inside, and keep the processor from overheating. It's a simple idea, but it's been essential because laptop processors traditionally generated a lot of heat. But today's processors are different, very different. One major shift is the rise of ARM-based chips, similar to the processors used in smartphones. These chips focus on efficiency instead of raw brute force. They use less power, run cooler, and don't need massive airflow to stay within safe temperatures. Apple kicked off this trend in the US with the M1 and M2 MacBooks, proving that laptops can perform incredibly well without needing internal fans spinning at high speed. Most Americans didn't realize it at first, but Apple's success prompted other chip makers to accelerate their own fanless designs. Qualcomm, Intel, and other companies have started pushing ultra-efficient laptop processors built for lower heat, longer battery life, and silent operation. And that brings us to the second reason for the shift: battery life. Americans expect a laptop to last an entire day. Students want to go through classes without charging. Workers want to travel with fewer cables. Travelers want to watch movies, browse the web, and run apps for hours. Fanless designs reduce power consumption significantly. Without a fan constantly spinning, laptops can run cooler on their own and extend battery life far beyond what older machines could offer. Imagine a laptop that can last 15, 20, or even 25 hours on a single charge. That's the future this cooling revolution is pushing toward. The third factor is durability. Fans are mechanical parts, and mechanical parts fail. Dust gets inside, bearings wear out, vents clog, airflow decreases. Fanless laptops, on the other hand, have no moving components in the cooling system. That means fewer things can break. They can survive rough conditions better. They accumulate less dust. And they're easier to seal, making them more resistant to spills, dirt, and even moisture. This shift is especially appealing in the US education market, where schools want reliable, low-maintenance devices with fewer failure points. It's also attractive for people who work outdoors, in construction, in travel, or in unpredictable environments. But the biggest driver of all is something that many people don't think about. Heat management is becoming more advanced. Thanks to new materials like vapor chambers, graphite layers, and specialized heat spreaders, laptops can remove heat more efficiently without relying on active airflow. Instead of blowing hot air out, these materials move heat across the chassis, distributing it so it never builds up too intensely in one place. It's passive cooling, but far more advanced than what we had 10 years ago. However, here's where things get interesting. Even though fanless laptops are the future, this doesn't mean fans are disappearing completely. Not yet. That's because fanless designs come with trade-offs. When a laptop has no fan, it relies entirely on passive cooling. That works perfectly for everyday tasks like streaming, browsing, office work, and light apps. But if you push the device too hard, running intensive software, editing videos, playing games, or multitasking heavily, the processor can heat up quickly. Without a fan to remove that heat, the laptop might have to slow itself down to stay within safe limits. This is called thermal throttling. That's why many high-performance laptops in the US, especially gaming laptops and workstation models, will continue using fans for the foreseeable future. Fanless designs shine in thin, light, ultra-portable machines, not in devices built for heavy computational loads. So the future isn't one where fans disappear everywhere, it's one where they become optional. The shift toward fanless laptops also reflects a broader trend in consumer expectations. Americans are increasingly choosing devices that just work, quietly, efficiently, and without distractions. Noise matters. People want a peaceful working environment. Students want quiet libraries. Remote workers want silent home offices. Travelers want calm spaces. A fanless laptop provides that. No whirring, no sudden bursts of noise when apps open, no feeling of a mini airplane taking off in your backpack. But this revolution also raises a bigger question: how far can fanless cooling go? As processors continue to evolve, we may reach a point where high-power chips run cool enough for intensive tasks without fans. New materials like graphene-based heat spreaders could transform thermal management further. Future designs may blur the line between performance machines and fanless machines entirely. Some manufacturers are even testing laptops with hybrid cooling, mostly passive, with microfans that activate only during peak loads. Others are exploring liquid metal layers and heat pipes that outperform traditional airflow systems.